Super Rugby Pacific has been on fire the last couple of weekends, and with it, my fantasy team has got better and better and better. So you better look out, because the Flake Fantasy Machine is coming to kick your ass and take number one spot. Let's get into round 6. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be spectacular. And if my team dies in a burning crap, well, you might not see me next week. What is going on, team? Hope you're doing well, and welcome back along to another weekend of Super Rugby action coming your way on, well, whatever device you want to watch the games on, because we have got more fantasy rugby action. Another week, another pile of games. We'll have a look at them in just a second. But how has your fantasy picks been going so far this season? Let's recap last weekend. Well, yeah, you know, we've done our days of being down in the 20s. We've done our days being down in the 30s. We're racing our way up the leaderboard now, and we're in 16th. You know, I mean, it could be worse, right? We had a good weekend. I thought we're really, considering how badly some of our players went, I thought we had a pretty decent weekend. But again, big ups. Toso, Drua, Toso, again taking out one of the top spots. This time, number 1 over Blake L and Blues. No clues. I mean, let's give some props here to this team. What did he do? Yeah, he captained Will Jordan, and he double captained Sevu Reece. You're an absolute scumbag. I've got nothing more to say. What a team. Killer. Absolutely destroyed it. And then in turn went really well for him overall as well, as he rocketed up into 3rd position. Toso Drua Toso, not number 1. Nah. Natey Boy is still up there. Slicks is in 2nd. And of course, Toso Drua Toso in the 3rd. Shippy! Where the hell did this prick come from? Ranking up the leaderboard into number 4, Jacko. Well, bloody done to you, my friend. Southern Hawks are still in there in top 5, but don't worry, I'm coming for you. I'm inside the top 20, so you better look out. Give me a few more weeks, and maybe I'll be inside the top 10, and then you'll be really crapping yourself. Don't worry about that. So I can hear you all saying, well, how did your team go in the weekend? Well, here it is in round number 5. Look, I had a real few absolute shockers. Quintapaya, I could have kicked him in the knee the way he played last weekend after being so good, like a 4-man of the year, and then just put an absolute stinker in round number 5. Outside of him, not too much disappointment. Went with Billy Pollard at hooker, didn't really pay off for me, but everyone else chipped in with some good 50s and 30s and 40s and all those sort of numbers. And of course, Will Jordan and Sevu Reece, well, they just destroyed everyone in their way. It was a good round, solid round, and only really Quintapaya let me down. So I'm quite happy with how the team performed in round number 5. Let's go forward though. Round 6, what do we got to look forward to? Some good rugby. At least, the minimum, right? So the weekend kicks off on Friday night with Moana Pacifica without Adi Savia. Mind you, keep that in mind for your team. They're up against the Chiefs. The Chiefs have beaten pretty much everyone except for the Fijian and Drua. Make that make sense. They're first up. The Highlanders on Saturday afternoon/evening. They're up against the Reds, but that one is at home for the Highlanders. The Blues take on the Crusaders. Auckland v Christchurch, that's ought to be a good one, or Auckland v Canterbury, I should say. New South Wales Waratahs, they're up against their big rival as well in the Brumbies. And then we wrap things up with the Western Force versus those boys, the Fijian and Drua. How many of those you got on your team? Well, I'll tell you how many I've got on mine. Absolutely none. So, okay, clever cookies, who is in my team? Well, let me just show you who is in my incredible band of men that will lead us to glory in round number 6. We've gone for a little bit of change here because there's a lot of players out with injury, not playing with the bye. Of course, the Hurricanes sitting this round out, but the injuries is a big one. Teams are stacking up a full squad of players who are out injured, so you've got to be really smart, which I'm not, at picking your team. This week, I'm going for a front row consisting of Mr. Coxon, Mr. Pollard, and Mr. Bell. Why are they called Mr? Because they're big and large and they're front rowers, and I respect them greatly. What other excuse did you expect from me? They're the big lads who do the hard jobs. Now, Ryan Coxon has come into the team for the Western Force at the place of Pearce, who most people have had in their team. But remember, the Western Force are up against the Drua, a team that surely they'll dominate or at least get a good go-ahead ball with the set piece as well. Billy Pollard alongside him, the Brumbies. Now, the Brumbies are in a game which they should really be using their forwards to do the work against the Waratahs. that's where they've got to assert themselves if they're going to beat this very well starting Waratahs team. Speaking of very well starting, well, I've taken chips from both sides because I've got Angus Bell as well as Billy Pollard. So let's hope those teams both play with a little bit of forward dominance heading into round number 6. Into the second row, and let's be honest, Jeremy Williams is the man that everyone should have picked weeks ago, but everyone kind of forgot he existed when he all of a sudden became a Wallaby after playing next to no representative rugby at this kind of level, and then he exploded onto the scene, has become a phenomenon. So, Jeremy Williams, I've finally gone and picked him. Let's hope he has a big game this weekend. Alongside him, Tom Hooper. Yeah, I like this. I like second rowers / back rowers. They typically play in the back row. It was a toss-up between a Hooper and a Cullen Grace, but I feel like the Crusaders have a tougher matchup against the Blues this weekend. In saying that, I've got a couple of them later down the team. So, for Crusaders, honestly, that would have been a bad look for me. Moving into the back row, change here. We have to change things here. Fraser McWright's injured. We've got the bye for the Hurricanes as well. So players missing, players leaving, players no Adi Savia, of course, like I mentioned earlier. So we've had to really change it up. Harry Wilson has stayed because, let's be honest, we're starting to get into the real nitty-gritty of back rowers. Carlo Tizzano, though, is back, of course, from the bye, so he's back in the team as well. And we've got the Brumbies man, who's been just simply phenomenal off the bench, but Luke Reimer will come in to start my back row as well. Now we get into the excitement machines, the back line, and I looked at this team at this point and I said, the Chiefs are playing Moana Pacifica. They should dominate that game and score a lot of points, especially without any Artie. And I looked at my team and I had none at that point. So Xavier Rowe, welcome to the side. Of course, no Roygaard. It's really between Latimer and Rowe. Rowe is starting, so let's give the young kid a chance. Rowe will start alongside Liner. Now, Liner's really been good. I think he's just consistent. He'll pick you up some decent points. He's not missed a kick in Super Rugby yet this season, which is just mind-exploding stuff. So let's hope he can keep that form up and keep up getting some points for my phenomenal fantasy team. Midfield, look, David Havili, as much as I don't like David Havili, he just scores easy points. And midfield is really hard to pick someone to dominate. Quintapaya did it, but he's on the bench for this matchup, so we've gone with Daniel Rona instead. Why not? Let's just make it happen. Starting Chiefs midfielder, no Antonina Brown, no Tapaya. They've gone with Rampling, they've gone with Rona. So look, I'm going to go for a man I think, and I expect, should have a big game against Moana Pacifica this weekend. You've got to pick Sevu Reece. You've got to pick Will Jordan. And then do you pick Tamufulau or do you pick Tangitel? That's my dilemma. I'll go with the Highlanders lad because stuff it. He's been brilliant. He's for my team. And I don't pick many Highlanders. To be honest, I don't pick many Moana players either. But stuff him. We're going with Tangitel. I think he's going to have a good game against the Reds. It should be open. It should be free-flowing. It should be exactly what Tangitel wants to deliver for the team. Am I using any boosters this weekend? No, of course I'm not. Don't be stupid. I'm going to save that to kick everyone's ass and rocket my way up at the end when everyone's going, oh no, I've got no boosters left. Look out. Here he comes to kick your ass. That's my plan. I'm going to look for a big mismatch. Whether that might have been this weekend of the Chiefs, we'll wait and see later on. But for now, captain is Sevu Reece. Toss up between him and Will Jordan. Those two guys have been destroying it. But look, Sevu Reece is only one try behind the leading try scorer in TJ Perenara in Super Rugby. He could get a double this weekend, and that could be it. The Blues surely won't be that great out wide. So I'm expecting Sevu Reece to do little bits and pieces. And if he can pick up 2 tries, become the Super Rugby leading try scorer, hey, that should be worth a bonus 100 points, right? Right, Super Rugby Fantasy people? Surely that'll be worth that much extra. That's my team, though. I'm looking to score some big points this weekend, as we all are. So let me know, what's your team looking like this weekend? Of course, join the Discord, join the league. The link is in the description below if you want to come and join us. Even though it's, a good way through the season, you can still come and hang out and talk crap about rugby in our Discord channel as well. So make sure you hit those up, join in, have some good fun, and we'll see you out there on the field this weekend. Super Rugby Round 6. It's going to be a doozy. See you there for it. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your rugby. And of course, don't glow too hard when I kick your ass this weekend. Catch you next time. Take care.